Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our iOS development with UIKit tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at UILongPressGestureRecognizer. Now, what is UILongPressGestureRecognizer? Well, one, it's a really long name, but second, this gesture recognizer will allow us to do a tap and hold kind of gesture on any view we attach it to. Now, this does not detect the force of the press. It doesn't detect anything like that, but it does detect how long your finger or stylus has, like the Apple Pencil, has been pressed on some view in your view hierarchy. All right, so how then do we use this? Well, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to have a long press gesture that when activated, it will toggle between blue and yellow background colors for our view that takes up the entire screen. So to start with, we have a view that takes up the entire screen and its background color is blue. That's it. Nothing too complex. We are in a navigation controller with a title, but that has no bearing on our tap gesture. So we don't have to worry about that. All right, so inside of Xcode, the first thing we need to do is actually create that tap gesture recognizer. And we can do this by saying let, or rather long press recognizer, not tap gesture. We'll call this long press recognizer equals UI long press gesture recognizer. Now, its initializer will take in two different parameters, the target and the action, just like every other gesture recognizer we've covered so far. So we'll say target will be self. Make sure that it's self. Otherwise, if you do nil, it will not work. The second argument that we'll need is an action. And this will be a selector. The action method that we want to reference is detected long press. So detected long press. Just like that. All right. And that is our object created. But there is one property here that we should configure, and that is to allow our our long press gesture recognizer to know. It allows it to know what the minimum time to hold your finger down should be to activate the action. And so that'll be long press recognizer dot minimum press duration. Now this is in seconds. So let's say we want this to be executed after 2.5 seconds. We could do that. All right, so this gesture recognizer will perform its action after 2.5 seconds. Next, we need to go into our action method. All right, and inside of this action method's body, we will say guard sender.view is not equal to nil, else return. So here we're pretty much saying, hey, if our gesture recognizer has a view associated with it, move on. Otherwise, return. Do nothing. All right. After that, what we need to do is we need to see if the gesture recognition has begun. If the state of our gesture recognizer is began. So we'll say if sender.state is equal to dot began. And then in here is where we'll put the code that we want to execute after that 2.5 seconds. So after that 2.5 seconds, we want to first retrieve the current background color of our view. So we can do that by saying let bgColor equals sender.view.layer.background color. Then we will switch bgColor in the event that the background color is UIKolor.systemBlue.CGColor. We want to set the sender.view.layer.background color to UIKolor.system, let's say system yellow .CGColor. In the event that it's UIKolor.system yellow.CGColor, we will set the sender.view.layer.background color equal to UIKolor.systemBlue.CGColor. For anything else, we will set the sender.view.layer.background color equal to UIKolor.systemBlue.CGColor. Just like that. All right. And with that, that is all the code we need inside of our action method. The last thing that we need to do before we can run our code is actually attach this gesture recognizer to our view. Now, again, I must emphasize, for accessibility reasons, if you have custom tap gesture recognizers like this attached to views, there should always be some alternative way to perform that same action without the gesture recognition, because some people might not have the proper dexterity to perform a gesture. Some people, can't use the keyboard at all, right? So they have to execute actions in a different way, and tap gestures, long press gestures, rotate gestures, that kind of stuff doesn't exactly work for them. All right, so let's go ahead and go into our configure method. So go all the way back up. All right, now above where we're enabling programmatic constraints, I will say v, our UI view, dot add gesture recognizer. And then we will say long press recognizer. All right, cool. Now, We can save that, and we can run our code here. Alright, so now I'm going to screen mirror for you guys. Come on, turn on voiceover phone. Be cooperative. We'll say screen mirroring here. I want to screen mirror to my Mac. Alright, so now I'm going to turn off voiceover. Alright, now that we've disabled voiceover, let's go ahead and tap and hold. And wait 2.5 seconds. And there it goes. Do it again. And there it goes back to blue. Do it again. Goes back to yellow. Alright? So that is how we can use a UI long press gesture recognizer in our UIKit applications. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.